Hello, welcome back to Yoga with Jess. I'm really excited today to bring you some techniques and yoga postures for learning how to focus the mind. Oftentimes we're very distracted and scatterbrained, and that leads to a lot of anxiety, frustration, even anger. So I'm really excited for you to be here today to learn how to harness that and learn to control and focus the mind. So this is day 8 out of my 30-day yoga challenge. To see the complete series, it is available now on Psychetruth Plus. So when you're ready to get started, we'll start seated on our mats. Today we're going to learn Kapalbhati breathing, one of my favorite pranayama techniques. Pranayama, as you probably remember from one of our other videos, is learning how to control the prana, or the life force, that's inside of you and around you. So really cultivating that is going to give you an increase in energy and vital life force to feel ready for anything that comes your way. So sit up nice and tall. I like to sit on my heels, but you can sit in an Indian position if that's comfortable for you, or even in a chair with the feet placed flat on the floor. So basically what this exercise looks like is a forceful exhalation where we're going to be contracting the abdominals, thinking about sending our belly button to the spine. So just think about exhaling through the nose, and then the inhale through the nose will come naturally. So we want to sit up nice and tall, straighten the arms. If you'd like to close the eyes and look between the eyebrows at the third eye, you can, or just keep a little soft gaze with the eyes gently open. So we'll just take a handful of rounds. You might start to notice a little heat building in the body. This specific pranayama is really good for focusing the mind and starting to wake up the internal organs, building a little internal heat. It's also a really good ab workout the more you do it. All right, so take a nice deep inhale, press the belly out, and when we begin to exhale, we'll start to forcefully send the navel back towards the spine. Inhale deeply through the nose. And begin. Sitting up nice and tall as you contract, keep going. Contracting those abdominals, sending the belly back. Do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come back to normal breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Maybe noticing a little tingling in the belly. Feel like you just did 100 crunches without really doing that hard work. Notice if the mind begins to feel present and focused in your body and the sensations that are arising. When you're ready, maintaining the stillness, blink the eyes open, and we'll make our way over to a tabletop position. So come onto hands and knees, making sure the wrists are lined up underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. And we'll take a few rounds of our cat-cow pose just to warm up the spine. So on an inhale, lifting the chest and hips up towards the sky, drop the belly and arch the back. Exhale, round the back, tucking the chin, sucking the belly in, and pressing into the palms to spread the shoulder blades apart. Inhale, moving through cow, trying to feel through every vertebrae. And exhale, shifting back into cat, focusing the mind on what's happening in the spine here as we contract and expand. One more round. Exhaling, tucking everything in. And then returning to a neutral spine. Pick a point on your mat just in front of your hands to focus on, and see if you can let the rest of the room, the rest of the thoughts just dissipate and disappear. Just focus on that one spot and the physical sensations moving through the body. So inhale, left arm shoots out in front of you, right leg shoots back. Engage your focus so you can stay balanced and lifted here. Tucking the belly in, lift that leg nice and high, feel the glutes activated. Inhale, grow a little longer, energy shooting out the fingertips and toes. And then exhale, round it in like we just did for cat, bringing the elbow to knee and tucking everything up and under. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, round it in. Inhale, extend. And now bend the right knee, bring the left arm around, grab for the top of the foot, and kick into that hand to twist and rotate the chest up towards the sky. Pick a point behind you to focus on so you can stay balanced and present. And then slowly release, bring the hand back down. Let's shake the hips left and right, stretch it out a little bit, and we'll do the other side. So with a nice deep inhale, plant the left hand down on the mat. Inhale the right arm out in front of you, left leg shoots back behind you. So press into that bottom hand to lift away from the mat and try to get your chest and leg in one straight line. Again, picking a point on the mat to focus on. Don't let anything distract you, just stay focused on that point. Inhale, grow long. And then exhale, tuck it in, elbow to knee. Trying to lift that left leg high, getting the heel up into the groin. Inhale, extend. Exhale, tuck it in. Inhale, grow long. And now bending the left knee, bring the right arm around, grab for the top of that foot, and again, kick into that hand, twisting and stretching the heart up to the sky. Think about squeezing your shoulder blades together behind you here and trying to maintain this balance. And then slowly release, come back to tabletop. Let's tuck the toes under, lift the hips high, and walk the hands back to meet the feet. Forward fold. And just take a moment here, if you'd like to sway left and right, maybe grab opposite elbows for ragdoll. And just feel into this nice big forward fold stretch. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And if the mind starts to wander, just bring it back to the breath. If you focus on the sensation of how it feels for the breath to come in through the nose, travel down into the throat, into the lungs and belly, and then travel back out the same way, you'll realize that whatever you were thinking about before is suddenly not there. Now release the elbows if you were grabbing them, bring the hands to the mat, and slowly bend the knees. Let's round up one vertebrae at a time. Try to imagine each vertebrae popping up towards the sky and then coming back into place in alignment. Visualizing a nice straight spine as you come all the way up to stand. Roll the shoulders back and stand up nice and tall. All right. I'll come to the middle of the mat and we will practice our first standing and balancing posture, tree pose, Vrksasana. So bring the feet together and shift the weight into the left foot. Start to lift the right leg to the side, and maybe you stay here with the big toes on the floor. Or you could start lifting the leg up your tree trunk or your standing leg, either coming to the calf or maybe grabbing the ankle and pulling it up to the inner thigh. Anywhere along your tree trunk is fine, you just don't want the foot right on the kneecap. So pick a spot that works for you, and then bring the hands to heart center. Now again, pick a drishti, a focal point to look at that's not moving, and just let the rest of the room fall away as you focus on that one point. This is a really good practice for training the mind to focus on one solid point. And if you start to get distracted, just bring the mind back to that point. Bring the mind back to that point. like a muscle that we're just flexing over and over again. So stay here, or if you'd like to test your balance even further, start to lift the arms up towards the sky. You could separate the palms, rotating those pinkies in towards one another, and make sure the shoulders stay dropped away from the ears. Stand up nice and tall, tuck the belly in, slightly tucking the tailbone under, and think about this concept of grounding down through our heel and the standing leg, but also lifting up at the same time to grow nice and tall. Now, one more thing to test our balance. Start to shift the drishti up the wall towards the sky. So picking little points of focus on the way and then securing one either at the diagonal or on the ceiling to focus on. If you fall out of the pose, just get right back in. This is a practice. And then if you'd really like to test your balance, maybe try closing your eyes for just a moment. Maybe feeling the little stabilizer muscles in the foot turn on here. And then, when you're ready, if the gaze is lifted, bring it back to the center. Bring the hands back to heart center. And let's take the foot off the thigh or the calf, shift it over, and sit down, one-legged chair. So we're continuing to stay focused on that spot, on that drishti, as we start to feel the glutes and leg muscles turn on a little more here. And think about sending this knee away from you, really stretching out the outer hip and glute muscles. One more breath. See if you can stay in it. Sit a little deeper. Stay focused. And now identifying the peace fingers of the right hand, grab the big toe. Left hand comes to the hip. And slowly start to stand up. Stay focused. Stay focused. Just lifting the knee up towards the sky. Staying here for just a moment, as this is a good prep for future postures to come. And then release, bring that foot down to the ground. Let's shake it out, party time, and we'll do the other side. So just check in with yourself for a quick moment here and notice if you've been able to stay present. If not, maybe notice what kind of thoughts have been popping up and see if they come back again. Just things to observe about yourself. If there's a recurring pattern that keeps coming up, that could be something to look at. Now shifting the weight into the right foot this time, let's start to lift the left leg and bring it to the same height that you did on the other side. So either resting it on the floor, up on the calf, or maybe bringing it up to the inner thigh. We just want to keep both sides nice and balanced. And each side is going to be different, so it might be more challenging or easier to balance on the left or the right. Just more information, again, for you to notice and be aware of. So standing up nice and tall, focusing on that drishti, that focal point. Feeling nice and lifted here in the body. Again, if you'd like to practice increasing your balance, start to lift the arms up to the sky. Dropping the shoulders down. And then maybe shifting the gaze up and up and up. So again, we're focusing on that point, and we're also just focusing on the breath and the sensations in the body. All three of those things will help keep the mind present in this moment right here on your mat. And then if you'd like to try closing your eyes. And then when you're ready, coming back to center, bring the hands back to heart center, Anjali Mudra. And then we're going to lift the foot off the thigh, cross it slightly over the body, and then sit down for figure 4, one-legged chair. Now keep this left foot nice and flexed here as we sit lower and lift the chest high. Keeping that calm, focused, steady mind as we sit a little bit lower. And now taking the peace fingers of the left hand, grab the big left toe. Right hand comes to the hip, and then slowly start to stand, straightening that right leg and bending the left knee up towards the chest. See if you can stand nice and tall here. And then slowly release, shake it out, Let's inhale the arms up overhead and exhale, forward fold, come all the way down. If you'd like to bend the knees, kind of shake it out a little bit, you can. Or maybe widen the feet about hips width distance apart. And let's grab opposite elbows and just rock left and right, ragdoll. Stretching out the low back here. And just resting. Maybe release the neck and shoulders if you'd like to look left and right, kind of shake it out. Nice deep breaths as we recenter, refocus. And then releasing the grip, bring the hands down, and let's slowly bend the knees again, rounding up, imagining the spine opening up here, using this tool of visualization to focus the mind. Coming up to stand, round the shoulders back. And now we will do a second standing posture, standing bow pose, or Utthita Ardha Dhanurasana. So come to face the top of the mat, bring the feet together, and then bring the right hand out to the side like you're holding a tray, elbow sucking in towards the midline. Start to shift the weight into the left foot, and then bend the right knee so the heel comes up towards the sky. Now with the hand where it is, slowly just drop it down and grab the inside of the right foot. Now we want to think about keeping the knees together and pointing down here. Inhale the left arm up. Now this already is a balancing posture. So again, pick a point to focus on, a drishti, and start to really focus the mind there. Don't think about anything else. Now stay here, or over time, start to work on the standing bow pulling posture. So we start to kick into the palm here, sending the upper body slightly forward as we kick, 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 sending that right leg behind us, lifting the thigh high up towards the sky. And you'll notice a big shoulder opening as we lift the leg higher, and also a back bend here. So kicking is the object of stretching. The more you kick, the more you should be able to send the upper body down. Energy shooting out those left fingers here. Kick as hard as you can to maintain your balance. And then slowly as you're ready, start to come out of it the way you came in, and bring both feet down to the mat. Take a moment here, feel the body. Right now I feel circulation and energy moving through both arms, both legs, through my back and shoulders. So just tap into that feeling. Maybe it's warm, maybe it's tingling. Notice whatever's coming up as you allow the mind to focus there. And again, we're just training it to come back to this present moment. Let's do the other side. So shifting the weight into the right foot this time, let's lift the left hand out to the side like you're holding that tray, and then kick the left foot out behind you. Dropping the left palm down, grab for the inside of the foot near the ankle. Standing up nice and tall, inhale the right arm up to the sky. So again, maybe you just practice staying here for a while till you get your bearings, till you feel nice and steady on that standing leg. And then as you're ready, start to kick into that hand, really locking out that standing leg. So engaging the quadricep muscles, pulling up on the kneecap, so you stand nice and tall before you start to drop down. If you find yourself falling out of it, see if you can kick a little harder into that hand. The harder you kick, the easier it should be to balance. Keeping your gaze on that drishti, that focal point. When you're ready, slowly come out. And then return back to a standing position. Again, take a nice deep breath. Check in with the body. Really trying to be present with those sensations. Nothing else matters in this moment except your breath and how you feel. Excellent. So that completes our standing series. Now let's make our way down to the mat for one more focusing exercise. So come to sit. And lay all the way down on your mat. And then let's lift the legs up into the air for waterfall. Now we've been here before, so either stay here or I think we're ready to move on to shoulder stand. So slightly start to press the feet towards the face, lift the hips off the mat, and then bend the elbows, place the hands on the low back as you lift the hips even higher, coming onto the shoulders here for shoulder stand, Sarvangasana. Now again, let's start to focus the mind. Look at the big toes that should be right over the face, and just focus there. Looking at your toes, your feet, your ankles, and continually keep lifting the hips as high as you can so that your legs are in one straight line. Maybe this is uncomfortable for you and you want to stay in waterfall, that's fine. You'll still experience all the benefits of this inversion, which is draining the lymph and the blood out of the feet and legs and renewing the blood in the heart center, which is really good for the circulatory system, really good for our hormone balancing, and helping the thyroid. You'll notice the longer you stay here, you'll literally start to feel that blood draining out of the feet. So you might feel a little tingling or lightness in the feet. That's totally normal, just pay attention to it. Again, we're training the mind to observe our thoughts and observe the body, slightly making ourselves at a distance and not identifying so strongly with those thoughts that are often overwhelming and cause anxiety and maybe even depression. And then to come out of it, let's slowly release the hands down to the mat, press your palms into the mat, and then use your arm and core strength to slowly lower down all the way back down to the mat. So a really great counter pose to shoulder stand is fish pose, Matsyasana. So slightly lift the hips and bring the hands underneath the low back, just on top of the buttocks. And then you can bend your knees if you like, bring the legs back down to the mat, and then start to lift the chest up to the sky, coming onto the forearms and the elbows. Let the head hang down, really stretching out the throat here, and allow the chest to really pop up towards the sky. Giving yourself a little back bend here, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And if you need to readjust on the hands, you can. Maybe you allow the head to come down and touch the mat. Nice deep breaths here. Pick a point behind you to focus on. Again, we're stretching out the throat, working the thyroid glands. And then come out of it nice and slow, pressing into the hands, lift the head up. Remove the hands from underneath you and just allow the body to fall back down to the mat. Taking nice deep breaths here, I'm going to move you into a meditation to help focus the mind. So either stay here in Shavasana, which I recommend to really allow the body to integrate all the work we just did, or if you'd like to sit up for your meditation practice, you can. So close the eyes and allow the entire body to get really heavy into the mat. Now we're going to do a body scan from the feet all the way up to the head. So first, focus on the toes. Relax them completely. Then focus on the ankles. And relax those completely. And moving up the legs, focusing on the calf muscles, the knees, the quadriceps, and the hamstrings. Moving up to the glute muscles, completely relax them. Maybe you have to lift one side and the other. Just really release any tension that you're still holding. Moving into the hips, Relax the hips. Relax the belly and the low back. Relax the mid back. Relax the shoulder blades. Again, maybe inching the shoulder blades out from underneath you. And then relax the chest and the sternum. Completely relax the shoulders. And traveling down the arms, relax the biceps and the triceps. Relax the wrists. Relax the hands and fingers completely. And then coming back into the throat, completely relax the neck. Release any tension in the jaw. Maybe open the mouth up. And just release that tension. And then release any tension in the face, in the cheeks, in the eyebrows. And finally, let your skull and head get really heavy onto the mat. Notice that point of pressure underneath your head. And feel that feeling of being supported by the ground. And now, start to focus on the breath. Coming in through the nose, traveling down all the way into the belly, and then coming back the way it came in, releasing that CO2, and then inhaling again fresh oxygen. Now see if you can focus your eyes out like you're looking at a distant mountaintop. Maybe imagine what that mountain looks like, if it's snow-capped or if it's a sunny summer day. Imagine the sky behind it. Are there clouds? Are there birds? Maybe trees? And just feel yourself really looking outside that close body of yours, really projecting out somewhere beyond. If thoughts start to enter the mind, just imagine them like passing clouds. You notice them, they're right in front of you, and then they continue to drift, and soon they're far away. And then maybe the next thought comes in, same thing, just watch it pass on through, remembering that you are the observer and you are not your thoughts. Now coming back into your body, bring the attention to your fingers and imagine you're holding a piece of silk in between the thumb and the forefinger. Start to press those fingers together and rub gently, feeling that luxurious piece of silk in between the fingers. Notice any sensation that this brings up. Maybe it tickles a little bit. And then bringing the thumb to the middle finger, the ring finger, and the pinky. Start to wiggle all the fingers, and then begin wiggling the toes. Start to roll the ankles and the wrists in one direction, and then the other direction. And then bring the hands up overhead. Give yourself a big morning stretch. And then tuck the knees into the chest. Let's slowly roll over onto one side. You can keep the eyes closed if you like here while in the fetal position. And then softly start to press into the palms and lift yourself all the way back up to a nice, comfortable seat. You can keep the eyes closed if you like, as you sit up nice and tall and give yourself some loving kindness and patience. The mind is a very tricky thing. All sorts of thoughts and feelings start to come up that we don't even know where they came from sometimes. So just practice that acceptance and self-love as we learn how to focus the mind and train it to come back to the present moment. If the eyes are still closed, you can blink them open. And remember that you can cultivate this state of stillness at any time. You can turn back to our Kapalbhati breathing that we did at the beginning of this video, any of the postures that we practiced, or coming back to this meditation to help calm and focus the mind. Now remember, this is part of a 30-day yoga challenge, and that full program is available now on Psychetruth Plus. I'd love to hear your comments and feedback on this video, so please subscribe to the Psychetruth channel and leave your comments below. And please check out my website, cominghome.com, to learn more about me and my practice. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and I'll see you tomorrow on your mat. Namaste.
With hundreds of videos that you can stream on virtually any device to help you reduce stress, lose weight, or just improve your health and well-being overall. At WellnessPLUS.tv, we are dedicated to helping you on your health and wellness journey. Join WellnessPLUS.tv to find hundreds of videos to help you improve the health of your body and your mind. WellnessPLUS.tv. Get well, feel better.